We are back with our live audience tonight in studio. Lindsey Graham, Tommy Lahren, Dagan McDowell, Kellyanne Conway, Judge Jeanine Pirro right here on set. But first, a dire warning from a former FBI special agent. Listen to this. The FBI will crush you. The government will crush you and your family if you try to expose the truth about their wrongdoing. Now, make no mistake, there is serious misconduct going on at this FBI. Some now believe that America's once premier law enforcement agency is now beyond repair, especially the blatantly partisan Washington field office, which seemingly operates as an arm of the Democratic Party. So let us be clear. This isn't just about the Bureau's anti-Trump witch hunt called Crossfire Hurricane, which we have gone into great detail this week. The political rot extends far beyond the former president of the United States. You have pro-abortion activists, traditional Catholics, people, moms and dads who merely attend a Trump rally, even angry parents. How dare they speak out about age-appropriate material being taught their kids, or CRT? How about we stick to reading, writing, math, science, and computers? But if they speak out at a school board meeting, guess what? You speak out against critical race theory, you can be scrutinized by your weaponized FBI, simply because of your beliefs. All, of course, while Hunter Biden and company, they can apparently, based on his own laptop, get away with pretty much everything and anything, zero consequences. Now, in a moment tonight, John Solomon will join us. There's a breaking news story, information on the FBI's decision to obtain financial records from Americans without any legal process at all whatsoever. No warrant, no subpoena, nothing. Now, those targeted committed no crimes. They merely traveled to Washington, D.C. on or around January 6th to attend former President Trump's speech. Now, this is egregious. It's an abuse of power. But those that dare call it out from inside the FBI, they are brutally punished. Just listen to today's testimony from 3 former agents. Look at this.
They see what becomes of whistleblowers, how the FBI destroys their careers, suspends them under false pretenses, takes their security clearances and pay with no true options for real recourse or remedy. This is by design. It creates an Orwellian atmosphere that silences opposition and discussion.
The FBI weaponized the security clearance processes to facilitate my removal from active duty within 1 month of my disclosures. In addition to an indefinite unpaid suspension, the FBI initiated a campaign of humiliation and intimidation to punish and pressure me to resign. In violation of HIPAA, individuals at the FBI leaked my private medical information to a reporter at the New York Times.
I was retaliated against because I forwarded information to my superiors and others that questioned the official narrative of the events of January 6th. As a result, I was accused of promoting conspiratorial views and unreliable information. I'm hopeful scrutiny from Congress and from the Inspector General will deter the FBI from abusing the security clearance process to retaliate against others the way it's retaliated against me.
All right, now one of the whistleblowers that you just heard from, Marcus Allen, had this to say about the director of the FBI, Wray, and January 6th. Take a look at this.
And Mr. Allen, is it your belief that you were retaliated against because you shared an email that questioned the truthfulness of FBI Director Christopher Wray?
Yes, sir.
And you believed that he wasn't truthful based on testimony he'd given to the United States Senate, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
And in that testimony to the Senate, you believe that Christopher Wray indicated that there were no confidential informants and no FBI assets that were present at the Capitol on January 6th that were part of the violent riot. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, now Marcus Allen's attorney will join us in just a moment. But here's the truth. January 6th, we now know, could have been prevented. According to the federal January 6th investigators, quote, law enforcement had a very direct role in contributing to the security failures that led to the violence. Quote, investigators found that the Capitol was inadequately defended on January 6th, not because of an intelligence failure, but because of a failure to act on the intelligence. Let's listen to even the mainstream media mob's NBC's Lester Holt report. Listen to this.
The January 6th committee's final report was more than 800 pages, but some material did not make the cut, including much of its findings on the failures of federal law enforcement leading up to the attack.
The chief investigator of the January 6th committee says the government could have prevented it.
Had law enforcement agencies acted on the available intelligence, do you believe the attack on the Capitol could have been successfully repelled?
I think it would have been a lot different had law enforcement taken a more assertive, protective posture.
People familiar with the committee's work tell NBC News members downplayed that finding because they wanted to keep the focus on former President Trump.
This is why Liz Cheney should be ashamed of herself. Why did Christopher Wray fail to act? What was going on inside the FBI? What were they doing to protect the Capitol? Pretty much nothing. Capitol Police Chief Sund, he was begging for backup in the days before, and that day alone, he requested National Guard assistance not once, but 6 separate times. He was denied it each and every time. And here's what he said to this show. Watch.
There was a number of requests. I went on January 3rd requesting the National Guard from Paul Irving. That was the first request for the National Guard. I then went to Mike Stinger, who's the Senate Sergeant Arms. That intelligence assessment didn't even indicate the level of threat that we now know existed. The significant threat that was out there, the fact that the FBI was tracking 18 domestic terrorist suspects that were coming to the Capitol, and my intelligence unit on the 4th, 5th, and 6th put out intelligence that was saying low probability of civil disobedience.
Now, also keep in mind that leading up to the 6th, then President Trump, and he has 4 witnesses that have already been interviewed by me that all back up his story, he ordered the National Guard to remain available in case something happened. So what was our federal government doing? They knew the building would be packed with lawmakers and the vice president of our great country. They knew a huge emotionally charged crowd would be gathering nearby. They knew based on actionable intelligence that bad actors and agitators would be present. So what on earth was the FBI doing to protect the Capitol and our elected officials? Now, if Christopher Wray gets his way, we will never know. Now, this was the complete farce of the J6 committee with their predetermined outcome. Sadly, nothing has been done to prevent this from ever happening again. That's not good. We should be protecting our Capitol, our institutions, our elected officials, just like we should have followed through on the 574 riots in the summer of 2020. None of them were ever fully investigated. The people responsible for thousands of injured cops, 24 dead Americans, and billions in property damage were never held accountable. Now, of course, on the federal level, Democrats, they're not interested in holding the FBI accountable. After vilifying local law enforcement for years and defund, dismantle, no bail, they have now entered into a warm embrace of the FBI. Now, this love affair with federal law enforcement will likely continue as long as the Washington field office does the Democratic Party's bidding. For example, the party that once loved and respected whistleblowers. Well, now threats, they seem to now threaten them. Take a look.
Mr. Allen, have you ever used Twitter, yes or no?
I have utilized Twitter, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and is your account at Marcus A970506445?
That is absolutely not my account.
Okay, that's not your account. Well, on December 5th, 2022, an account under the name Marcus Allen retweeted a tweet that said,
That
quote,
is not my account, ma'am.
You haven't let me finish the question, sir.
Might have been the football player.
You haven't let me finish the question. And the time is mine. On December 5th, 2022, an account under the name of Marcus Allen retweeted a tweet that said, quote, Nancy Pelosi staged January 6th, retweet if you agree, end quote. Do you agree with that statement? Yes or no?
That is, I don't, no, ma'am. That's not my account at all. I'm
asking whether you agree with that statement, yes or no?
Can you please rephrase the statement?
Yeah. Do you think that Nancy Pelosi staged January 6th? I just want him to answer this last question.
Yeah, he'll answer. I'm just telling you your time's up.
Do you believe that Nancy Pelosi, do you agree with the statement that this person tweeted that Nancy Pelosi staged January 6th? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you.
It's not his account. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.